Hello friends, Coolio here and welcome back to the channel. Today guys, we are finally taking a look at the official launch for the global version for the 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross. This is a game I've been very excited for. One, because I played the Japanese version of the game, I absolutely loved it, and two, I made this special overlay. What do you guys think? You know, I was pretty excited to show you guys this because I do plan on making quite a lot of videos on the 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross, and if you guys are excited to see those videos, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification button so you guys can see the videos right up front, be part of the notification squad to stay up to date with everything with the 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross. Okay, so here we are in the game. Let's just go ahead and jump straight into the gameplay. Now, I've made quite a lot of videos on this game, specifically its Japanese version. I will have some updated guide videos and stuff when it comes to certain mechanics with the game, now that we have the game available in English, and might be a little bit easier to explain some of the mechanics that this game has. Now, one of the things I want to talk to you guys about with this game is I feel like this is a game that kind of takes the next step forward in the evolution of animes being created into mobile games. I feel like a lot of anime mobile games, you have a lot of 2D characters or a lot of chibi characters. This game has like full 3D models that look exactly like the anime, and they have these really great like cinematic cutscenes that look almost like directly taken from the anime themselves, and they look absolutely amazing. Some great voice acting, awesome characters. Like the combat itself too is pretty interesting. Like, this is really one of the most high quality mobile games that I ever played. It works great on PC, it works great on my phone. It honestly like is a step forward in the mobile gaming industry for anime games being turned into mobile games. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna skip through this a little bit. If you guys have never watched the anime or read the manga, this follows it very closely. So I do recommend, if you get the chance, if you're gonna be playing this game, maybe hop on Netflix and watch the anime at the same time. It would work out great. So here we go. Just completed some of the story missions and quests. Now what I'm gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and skip past this little story stuff. Now, besides actually having like those full 3D cinematic anime moments, they also have those kind of like those little characters that kind of pop up and talk left to right to each other that you see in other games. But now we're gonna jump into combat against Golgius, one of the members of the Weird Fang. So I'll be able to show you guys kind of how the combat works. Now, as of right now, I don't have the companion system unlocked just yet, but as you're playing through the game, you'll be able to add a support character or a companion to your specific heroes that will, depending on which ones that you use, you can get like special sync moves, sync abilities, or fate skills. They can be like special passive abilities or special ultimate moves, which I've done a video on it in the past, but I will do an updated one for the English version. So let's go ahead. We're going to add Meliodas to my team right now. Here's the total combat power for my team, the enemy's combat power. You can see their overall attack, defense, and health. And we're just going to go ahead and just jump straight into the combat itself. So now the game does have an elemental system. It's like a rock, paper, scissors. There's like green, blue, red, but there's no like purple or yellow or black and white that you see in other ones. It's a pretty simplified elemental system. But where the strategy comes into play is I want to say like card skills for each of the different characters, as you have a certain amount of actions per turns where you can select specific skills. Those skills can be merged together to create a more powerful version of those skills. And you also have to kind of consider whose ultimate ability do you want to activate first. Because once you kind of go through and you activate a certain amount of these skills, up to 5 of them for each of the characters, you'll then get a special ultimate move that they can then use in battle. So what we're going to go ahead and do, so Golgius is a red hero, so we've got Bond and Meliodas. So let's see if we can't get Meliodas or Bond to go first. We'll do this, and then we'll drop down that one too. So here we go. The toxic bottle. Critical Pierce. Now, each of the different skills, they come in a variety of different types of skills. There's like debuffs, there's healing abilities, there's basic attack abilities, specialized skills. So the one that Bond ended up using was a debuff ability. I believe it decreases their overall attack. I have one from Elizabeth and Hawks that will decrease their defense. So maybe what I'll do is we are going to go ahead and move these two next to each other so they merge together. We'll go ahead and drop this one, which will decrease his defense, and then we'll have Bond go. That one, I believe, just decreases attack, so it's not going to do a lot of damage, but the Elizabeth Hawks move should make it so he does a little bit more damage than the last time that we did it. So now we've got an ability that we can use for Bond, one of his ultimate abilities, so And one thing you can pay attention to that's pretty important in the game, specifically when you get into like PvP and high end game combat, is paying attention to the skills that are above the enemy, and specifically if they're glowing. See, he's glowing right now, which means he has an ultimate skill ready to go. So what we can try to do is we'll decrease his attack, maybe have Meliodas attack, and then we'll use Bond's ultimate ability. That might be enough to drop his health down to the point where he won't get a chance to actually use it, I believe. But here's the ultimate move. Boom! I love it. And a finish attack. And one thing that's really cool is if you have a certain companion and you give them like an extra ability, like their fate skill, they kind of combine their ultimate moves together for like a really, really cool attack. And again, I've done a video on it before, so if you are interested, I will have a link down below too, where you guys can go and check out my other 7 Deadly Sins videos. But again, keep in mind, I will be doing updated versions of those videos for the global version. So, it looks like that horse is heading for base to prison. Go ahead and skip this. Get past the story. I've played this game multiple times already in the Japanese version, and I've watched the anime too, so I know pretty much the story for everything in here. So one of the things I do want to kind of point out that I really like about this game is the fact that there are these open, I don't want to say like open areas, but there's a lot of these areas within cities that you can kind of move around in and kind of go and explore. And each of the different cities has like an affinity or a friendship behind it that as you go through and you level up, the friendship will unlock specific shops like material shops, equipment shops, pop-up shops, like a whole bunch of stuff that is actually really important for you to have. So I will have a guide video talking about that a little bit later, but I do love that you can kind of go up and you can interact with different objects. And there is some stuff that you can get that's actually pretty useful. Like you can get items that you can use for cooking, which you can use to increase your affinity with certain characters. You can also click on the map and kind of look around, and sometimes you'll see like a treasure chest kind of hiding somewhere. If you go and you click on that, you can get like the premium currency in the game. But let's go ahead and actually talk about the heroes themselves and talk about kind of like the progression and stuff. Now, I have done some summons in the game. I won't be able to do an 11 times summon in it. I will be doing like a reroll guide and who to summon for a little bit later. But the game does give you at least enough pretty early on in the game to do like 22-ish summons. Let's go ahead and actually talk about progression, because you guys know that I absolutely love visual progression for your characters. Now, not only can you go through and you can enhance them by using specific potions to level them up. We'll go ahead and just do that real quick. Elizabeth and Hawks, I think level 26 now. Success 100%. There is a chance you can get like double bonuses and stuff, and they have like some special weekends and stuff where the rate of like leveling them up is increased. We can see their overall, like their race, their attribute, combat class, attack, and stuff. But what I want to talk about is the evolution. Then we'll talk about this other stuff in just a second. But I love the evolution system in this game because pretty much every single character can be upgraded. Their rarity can be upgraded to SSR, ultra rare, and as you do that, you'll actually get different visual versions of that character. Now, in order to actually go through and evolve them, you do have to get them to max level or whatever current level they can hit, and then you need specific evolution materials, which you can get through like the daily dungeons and achievements and stuff like that, which you can then go through and you can evolve them. Now, one thing I do like, and we'll talk about this now, is the affinity system, which gives you kind of these special cosmetic unlocks as you go through and you increase your affinity with certain characters. Now, the way that you're going to be doing it most of the time is by creating different recipes, which you can then give to the character, which will increase your affinity with them, or you can spend premium currency to get the affinity increase elixir, which makes it so you can do it really, really fast. But I don't know if it's worth spending the premium currency on it just yet, because you do just basically some cosmetic effects, except for the last one, where you can get a special headpiece for certain characters. And those headpieces do give you a little bit of some extra bonuses on top, which will unlock for all of the same version of that character, even if they're different like types and stuff. But the thing that I love the most is the first one. Once you hit the first level, you unlock the hero artwork. So if you actually go on and head on back and you click on the hero, you can see their artwork down here. Now, if I go ahead and click on that, you can see what their ultra rare version of that character is going to look like. And I love it. I love this 2D art. It's beautiful. It's fantastic. I was super excited that it was like a 3D, models for the characters, but I am glad that they have like the 2D art as well. Now, I was talking about how like there's sort of a friendship system in this game, an association system. Now, if you equip certain characters together, so for example, Hawks or Elizabeth and Hawks and Meliodas here, it will give me the Business Partner Association ability, which increases the associated hero's basic stats by 5%. But there are certain characters that you'll be able to unlock that will give you ultimate skills. Elizabeth doesn't have any. I think Bond might. We actually go on back and click on Bond. I believe Bond does have a character, yeah, right here. So if you have Bond and King connected, either one of these two versions of King attached to him, you can get these specialized abilities. So unified goal or not picking on you. So that's kind of the basic upgrade system when it comes to this game. There are a couple other things I do want to talk about. There's sort of the high end game progression when it comes to the awakening system. This is where you're going to kind of fine tune your character towards the end, upgrading their stars. There is an equipment system, and then the closet system is just like you can kind of go through and see all the different cosmetic options and stuff that you have for the character's outfit and their weapons and headpieces. And the last thing is this unique ability. Now, the unique ability will automatically unlock when your character reaches a certain combat class. It does take a little bit of time to get to that, but once you do, it really does add quite a lot of difference for your characters. For example, the Extort attack decreases all enemies' attack-related stats by 15% at the start of the next turn if the hero doesn't take any damage. So there is quite a lot of unique abilities and a lot of progression and horizontal progression in this game for you guys to unlock. So you guys go, the 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross global version is now available. I have been just so pumped for this game. Again, if you guys enjoyed today's video, a like would be super appreciated. Guys, thanks so much for watching. My name's Coolio, and I'll see you next time.